Oh, boy. So I told you 5 months ago, there's a new construction company. 5 months. It's getting a lot of business. Wouldn't you like to start a company and get a whole bunch of contracts? Well, you could if you're the state senator, if you're Jay Trumbull. An underground construction utility company, like building underground utilities, because that's going to be the new slush fund, is underground utilities. Sure, we need them, but boy, there's going to be money and grants, so might as well start up a new company. And I mean, just fake it till you make it. You know how the saying goes, Just because you know as much about underground utility construction as Joe Biden doesn't mean it should slow you down. That's why he's so successful. Well, anyway, they started a new underground construction company that they don't know jack shit about. And here it is, by the way. This is the new company. One thing I noticed is where the circle is. It was the LLC was filed with the state on July 31st, but it was 4 days before that his company was effectively started. I don't know if that's the way it normally works. Right? Your company starts before it's filed. But anyway, it was. I'd be curious if TNS Construction Solutions, I'd be curious if they got any contracts before TNS Construction Solutions was filed. Because evidently they were in effect 4 days before they filed. That'd be kind of interesting. That's getting off to a good start, you got to admit. Anyway, so, you get off to a start and then you got a big spill, I think I have a picture of the spill. Let me see if let me show you this. So this was the doo-doo alert that came out, and I noticed the name of the contractor that caused it. See, there's the doo-doo alert. Pollution notice. On December 28, it says that there was a big pollution, a sewage spill. And I noticed it said TNS Construction. Now, TNS Construction is a different company. So if you look closely at this, the second sentence says, all information displayed was submitted by the reporting party. So the city of Panama City sent the wrong company name, put the wrong company name on here. Because if you go to sunbiz.org and you search TNS, T little and sign, TNS Construction, that's a different company. So I knew about TNS Construction Solutions. I knew that company just got started. And I thought, I'll bet you that's Senator Trumbull's brand new company. So here's what it says. That Jay Trumbull's company punctured a 12-inch force main while replacing the gravity line underneath the manhole. This is in St. Andrews. 70,000, and this was ongoing. I mean, at this point, there was 70,000 gallons of raw sewage spilled. And on the 28th, it said there were 28,000 gallons of shit that this brand new company punctured up a main line or whatever the hell it said under a manhole and polluted St. Andrews. Bernie, you make some mistakes. You break a few eggs before you can make an omelet when you're starting up a company. So how the heck is this company getting these jobs already? They just started. Well, evidently they're subcontracting, which means that the city, Panama City, hired a main contractor. And this is important now. And the main contractor subcontracts people like TNS Construction Solutions, right? But what I'm hearing, and I need to get all this confirmed so I can show it to you. What I'm hearing is that the city of Panama City is stroking checks to Jay Trumbull's company. The main contractor normally hires the subcontractors. So why is Jay Trumbull's brand new construction company, an underground utility company, why are they getting checks directly from Panama City? The commission doesn't even have to vote on it. The commissioners probably don't even know about it. Well, some of them might. But, you know, they voted to get the main, I think the main contractor, if I remember right, is GCUC, I believe. And so, you know, hey, if there are any commissioners watching, the state senator is getting checks from the city. And I know now, since about the last 6 weeks, that the Panama City commissioners are super concerned about ethics, even the perception of. One thing they will never have in that building, in that government building, and they got to go to the government building, the Bay County building, because they forgot to put a meeting commission, city meeting room in their new Taj Mahal City Hall that they built. Hey, we forgot. Look at how beautiful it is. How come there's no meeting room? So they got to go to the county to have their meetings. And one thing they won't have in the county government building is an appearance of ethics improprieties. They're all very concerned about that. We're shocked to find gambling's going on in here. Here's your winnings, Jay. The heck is going on? Well, we got to make sure, Bernie, we're prioritizing the level of ethics violations. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is probably the most important thing I say all night. If they really gave a damn, if the commissioners gave a damn, here's what I would do if I was on the commission. I would say, you know, there are a lot of doo-doo alerts. We are polluting, we are ruining our beautiful city, the Bay. I mean, we're polluted. We got sewage going in or all around people's homes, our beautiful waters. This is a big deal. Millions of gallons. And it's happened for years. So here's what I suggest. I would like to make a motion that we have a resolution. Now, a resolution is merely like a proclamation of the city, right? It's how they do things. I would make a motion for a resolution, and it's going to need a second, and it's going to need at least 3 votes. But I know that all of us up here care deeply about the environment and ethics, and so I make a motion that we pass a resolution. And Nevin Zimmerman, you can write, you're the lawyer, you can write this up and bring it back to us if we get the votes. And the resolution would say, at every city commission meeting, we're going to read the doo-doo alerts, and we're going to have a running total of how many gallons of raw sewage are polluting our community that we love so much. And there would be a board up there when you walk in for everybody to see how many times there is raw sewage because sewage lines are punctured by contractors that you guys are rushing ahead of yourselves to do because you're waiting for big grants before you take care of the important stuff. Now, am I right or wrong? Don't you think, and everybody runs on that, all these guys campaign on that. I'm going to bring transparency to the people if you vote for me. Bull crap. But maybe I'll be surprised because everybody knows That would be a great resolution for the city. I make a resolution. I make a motion for a resolution that every meeting we read these doo-doo alerts. They look like this. It would have the incident date, the incident information, the location, the gallons, what happened exactly, who's responsible, and how we're going to take care of it, and which areas impacted. Jay Trumbull's brand new company polluted St. Andrews Bay. St. Andrew Bay. Well, Bernie, we only have so much time in a meeting, see, and we can't be bogged down by reading these kinds of reports that anybody can sign up to get. If any of you commissioners want to do something good, the people want to know. Not everybody signed up for these doo-doo alerts, these pollution notices. And the information that is put out in these pollution notices from the state is only the information you give the state. And I've got some questions about that, by the way. First thing I would do, first thing the Panama City Commission needs to do is correct the name of the company. It was not TNS Construction that did this in the circle. It was TNS Construction Solutions. Different companies, different owners. Could you imagine being the owner of TNS Construction and the city of Panama City blames you for 70,000 gallons of raw sewage into St. Andrew Bay? You got to fix that. You should send an apology letter and you should correct it. That's amazing. Also, Senator Trumbull you guys should call him in there and ask him what happened. But for sure, there should be a resolution. Do you not agree? Does everybody agree or no? Well, Bernie, there's not a single person who doesn't agree. That's the one thing I've said that would probably get 90%. I hate Thompson, boy, but he's right on that. We ought to know how much raw sewage is flowing into our communities. A resolution that it's on the agenda every single commission meeting. That'll straighten some things up. I guarantee you that will mitigate the problem faster than anything else. All right. We'll see about that. Now, I want to read some of your comments, but there was a city council meeting in Mexico Beach today. There was a city council meeting in Mexico Beach today, and it was a special meeting. It was a special meeting called by Mayor Michelle Miller. The Three Stooges haven't shown up to the last three, by the way. And in case you're wondering, the last three city commission meetings, the three of them haven't shown up. Bernie, those were special meetings. It's different. I know it is. All right, I'm going to show you what happened there right after this.
Hand caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saline, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
All right, let's do this. Let's go. First of all, let me look at your comments. Yeah. Oh, there's Mayor Margot Anderson. Chris Forhan started his own disaster services company less than 10 days after Hurricane Michael, and then moved Tetra Tech, the monitors hired by Lynn Haven, into his office. How convenient. While the rest of us were unloading supply trucks trying to get food and water to residents, no one was aware of PEDS, that's Panhandle Engineering Disaster Services. They love to start up these companies and they get a lot of business. And kickbacks. public records show that he was paid millions of dollars by Lynn Heyman. I'm sure that info will now be made very public. Well, it will because of the lawsuit, but not because of Sheriff Tommy Ford and his public trust unit who hid it, or the FBI and the Justice Department who gave Chris Forehand immunity for a crime that we don't even know what the crime is. But I got a feeling that we're going to find out. The same vendor who voted for red flag laws, Jay, you owe me an apology, you clown. I don't even know about that story, William. Let's see. Oh, yeah, exactly. TNS Construction, different company that was blamed by Panama City. They deserve an apology and a correction for sure. They showed up today, and boy, did they. Oh, yeah, let's get it to Mexico Beach. So the special meeting, and it's about the city administrator who was posting. This is him. It was about Chris Hubbard. He's the city administrator that's back. And he was posting on the city's Facebook page about the clowns who show up to the meeting, right? The clowns. Residents are citizens who come that don't belong there. And he was giving great details about how the FEMA money was spent. And I go back to this. I say, Chris Hubbard, don't let anyone dissuade you. Okay, I know they were on your butt today. By they, I mean those two broads. Because the guys had your back. You know what I'm talking about? And so you really, I encourage you, because we need to be informed. By the way, I did call him and text him, and he never did reply to me. Because he was saying, and he was right, he was saying, I never heard from Thompson or the Beacon and Bay County broads, you know. So he was right, and I did. I reached out to I never heard from him. And I don't know, yeah, he does Facebook, obviously. So if you could pass a message along to Chris, I mean it. Give me a call, and I'll call you back, and I'll come take a look at these details. But don't let them dissuade you, man. Don't let lawsuits dissuade you or anything, or audits, or auditor generals. Man, you keep being you, and you post as much detail as possible about where the FEMA money went, because we're learning from you. Anyway, that's him. And Mayor Miller called an emergency meeting because of all kinds of stuff. And there was a vote whether or not to fire him today. How do you think it went? And I'm going to share it with you, and I'll show you the councilwoman, Linda Hamilton. She laid it out best. Here's what it like. So the meeting was called. Let's see if I can get the screen just right. There we go. There's an empty chair. You see the empty chair? That is Adrien Drama Queen Welly's chair. And the meeting is just getting started. Let's see what happens.
So, meeting of the City Council. Today is Thursday, January 4th. It's 9 a.m. We're in Public Works building. Kenny, can you call the roll, please?
Oh, there's Adrien Welly. He got...
Mr. Smith? Here. Ms. Hamilton? Here. Mr. Welly? Here.
He's there. That's like me.
Mr. Wolf?
Here.
That would be me every meeting.
This is a employee initiative we're going to be discussing, so there's no public comment.
So it's a special meeting. There's no public comments. They're going to be discussing the fate of the gentleman in the white shirt leaning back. That is the city administrator, Chris Hubbard. He used to be the city administrator back in the day with former Mayor Al Cathy. And he had to leave in 2014 amid political strife and Facebook posts. I'm not kidding. And he was seeing a lady there, you know, and now they're together. God bless them. All right. But here's the interesting thing. The lady he was seeing, Debbie McLeod, she's the accountant. She's the accountant who resigned, but the Three Stooges have kept her on. And Chris Hubbard and her are the ones with the keys to the bank. They got full access to all the financial records. And only Chris Hubbard is assigning access. He's got all the access. And he and his girlfriend have all the access and the keys, and they can assign access. And he's not giving the mayor enough access because that'd be a bad liability, as Jerry Smith explained to us. Now, I do understand that the city received a letter today from the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee. You remember those guys? If you don't remember the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee, I might be able to refresh you on it. Let's see if I can. First of all, this is what Jerry Smith, the councilman on the left, what he had to say about giving the CFO of the company, the mayor of the city, according to the charter, full access. What do you think about that, Jerry Smith?
And it's a very much a liability, bad liability.
Yeah, it'd be a bad liability if she had that. All right, I don't have it with me. The what the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee said to Jay Trumbull, but basically they said, look, this is what the state said. We understand that the mayor's being denied access by 3 of the commissioners, and yeah, we think that deserves an audit. The city got $100 million, approved $100 million in FEMA money, and holy smokes, we're going to direct the state auditor general to go in and take a good look at the city. Based on that. So I think they're going to find it very interesting with internal controls that Chris Hubbard, the guy sitting there leaning back, and his girlfriend, they're the ones with full access, and he's not giving it to the mayor. All right? He said, they brought me in here because I'm the only one who can stand up to you, lady. They said that today. You're not going to believe this. But the city got a letter from the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee. And the letter says, look, one was directed to the mayor, and one was directed to the city administrator, the guy leaning back in his chair, Chris Hubbard. And basically, they want some explanations about the late audits, the late annual audits, and the FEMA expenditures, or they're shutting off reimbursements. To which Chris Hubbard says, I'm writing the letter. No one else is writing the letter. I got a feeling, just knowing Michelle Miller, I got a feeling that the State Legislative Auditing Committee is going to be getting 2 letters with 2 different stories. I told her she better not. Tell her again. In fact, Chris, not only don't let them dissuade you from writing more details on the Facebook page and venting your feelings. Keep it going, bro. But I suggest that you tell Mayor Miller again that she better not answer them, and she better stop communicating with them because you're the boss. Set her straight, man. Let her walk all over you. So let's get back to this. Yeah, there's a... You talk about financial crisis. And if anybody at the State Legislative Auditing Committee wants to get some more information, look, Adrien Welly, the guy that just showed up, he knows more than anybody about the city's finances. He's been there for like a dozen years. He was the city finance director and the city was he the city administrator? He was at least the city finance director for a while. And now he's on the commission, on the council here. And he knows more than anybody. I know because he says so over and over. So ask him. He can probably save you some time. Anyway, here's what else happened after he sat down. So what you see do you see the lawyer on the left? Clint McCahill. You know Clint McCahill. He's the lawyer with the city of Mexico Beach and the city of and Gulf County, by the way. He's the attorney for both. And you see him sitting there, well, just to his left, in between him and bad liability Jerry Smith, there's the The lady sitting there, that's Linda Hamilton. She's a city councilwoman, and she's going to lay out what the issues are and why she believes that Chris Hubbard needs to be dismissed immediately. Let's take a listen.
I would ask that the people in the room to observe and please. No crosstalk in the room so that we can concentrate and do city business at the council table. Our issue today, we're bringing the city administrator's position forward. There's been a lot of controversy regarding some postings online with Mr. Hubbard, as well as some inappropriate behaviors at the city council table during city council meetings. So we'll open the discussion at the table.
I kind of wrote out a history of what I felt like was the Chris Hubbard experience since he's been hired, which began in the beginning with the hiring process, how 15 people applied, 6 were scheduled for the interview. It worked out only 2 people showed, and we all know the details of that. Of the 2, Chris was not the most experienced or the most qualified. At the interviewing meeting, then it was suggested by the mayor that we take more time. This was an important decision, that we take more time, try to find more applicants. Mel Smikolowski agreed to fill in for that position temporarily so that we could have more time. But that was quickly changed because a motion was made, it was seconded, it was voted, and then Chris was hired. Chris returned to Mexico Beach, 9 years of not working here, and he was not working in any form of city government, but instead was a real estate agent in Kentucky. So he really has no interest here in Mexico Beach as far as staying here long. He admitted that in the interview. During the 9 years he was absent, there was 5 city administrators that were hired, and he was not considered to be hired for any of those positions. I shortly became concerned that Chris Hubbard came with an attitude that he answered to no one but himself. On October 23rd, I met with Chris in the presence of Tammy, and I stated my concerns that he was not informing the city council when he was leaving town, when he was returning, as always the previous city administrators did. And I got no response to that, of when he would come and when he would go. And of the 5 people who reports to, I am one of them, so that request was not met. I also requested that when he makes out the agenda,
Pay attention to the body language of the Three Stooges. The 2 men on each side of the mayor and the one in the blue shirt with the white hair and the dark rimmed glasses. That's Iron Fist. And by the way, you say, Bernie, why do you call him Iron Fist? Well, I'll show you. He really gave a great example of why I call him Iron Fist today. This actually happened during the meeting. That's Iron Fist Smith, Iron Fist Wolf.
That's a problem. It was voted a majority vote. That's a problem. It was voted a majority vote.
Yeah, that's Iron Fist. Just people say, why do you call him that? Because he's always pounding on the table, yelling at women all the time. So watch the body language, though, of the Three Stooges, because they already know, and so does the lawyer and Chris Hubbard. They already know that no matter what these 2 ladies do, they're going to vote to keep him because they need him. If he and his girlfriend aren't there, holy Nikes, the mayor will have full access to the financial records. These guys, do they look like they're inflated or deflated? Do they look like they've got a handle on the situation, or do they look like it's high noon? Oh, the Auditor General, the State Auditor General's coming. It's high noon. The lawsuit and the evidentiary hearings and the discovery, it's high noon. Winter is coming, and you can see it written all over the Three Stooges.
That prior to making it go public, that he would show it to the city council in case we needed to make any changes or concerns. That also didn't happen and continues not to happen. Regarding our city millage rate, the city council had agreed on 5.8. Chris said it needed to be 5.999, referred to the lawsuit that was going on, but it really wasn't necessary because we have a surplus in that budget, and it wasn't necessary to do that. But I feel like Chris felt like he needed to present that as a real problem because of the lawsuit. Interesting enough, in another meeting, when we talked about the $1 million cost of law enforcement that exceeded the budget by $78,000, Chris said, no problem, there's plenty of money. I don't think someone that answers in this way should ever be the CFO or the CEO of my city. I also requested that Chris encourage employees that report directly to him follow the LDC regarding all signs that are illegally placed on vacant lots and right-of-ways. He decided to extend the date to October 25th, once again answering to no one. Many of the citizens have complained and provided information regarding the addresses. Here we are, January 2024, most of the illegal signs remain, vacant lots and on right-of-ways. When Chris recently used the Mexico Beach Facebook page as an avenue to express his personal rant of emotions, referring to people as clowns, he greatly abused his power. The Mexico Beach Facebook was created to make public announcements. Many citizens were concerned about this explosive personality and stated such emails to the city council. He continues to make flip comments in public interviews, stating he didn't attend the last recent special COG meeting, the whole purpose being him, because it would be a circus. Chris Hubbard's impulsive, explosive, cyberbullying personality with that attitude answers to no one is very disturbing and dangerous and unacceptable. If you can't hear me in the back, it's because the city council wanted microphones. Chris, once again answering to no one, decided we didn't need the microphones. Every other city in this panhandle has microphones. Smith?
I think I'll wait and let it pass around the table and come back. I do have some things to say.
Please.
I'll wait, I'll just see. Thank you for asking.
Mr. Wells?
Bear with me, I'm sick, that's why I'm taking so loud.
Hi, Gary.
You stay over in that corner, baby.
So this is Adrien Drama Queen Welly. I call him that because one time he stormed out of the meeting when he didn't get his way, and Jerry Smith followed him out. All right. This was right after he said we need to work together.
I don't feel overly prepared, and that's why I was going to listen to it, but I took some notes just now. And it's been 8 administrators in 9 years, not 5. And Chris has never been an applicant. Also, I thought Mr. Wolf brought up the change of millage to 5.99, not Mr. Hubbard. I think that since your conversation regarding vacation notices, I think they're happening, because I'm getting them. I thought we all were. But
No.
if not everybody, I know I'm getting emails.
And how are you getting those?
Emails.
Hadn't gotten them.
I also spoke to Mr. Hubbard regarding the Facebook comments after the, what do we call it was back mid-December, and had a conversation as well. I left Facebook in July. It's the greatest thing I ever did. It's a lot to get beat up every day about a bunch of nonsense by fellow elected officials, media personalities, people that don't live here, people that do live here.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, Adrien Welly's feeling a little scrutinized. And so he's left Facebook. It's a lot of nonsense. The state legislative auditing committee is saying that it's a strong mayor system and that the mayor's been prevented and that they've got $100 million. And they just got a letter that from the state saying that if they don't have good answers why they're late on the audit and so on and so forth, the FEMA reimbursements will be shut off. All because of Facebook nonsense. And I was just talking to a friend of mine today who stress has caused high blood pressure. And I said, welcome to the party. And we both decided it'd probably be best to stop drinking because I'm stressed out too. You know, high blood pressure. I don't know if I'm supposed to hear my arteries crinkling or the blood rushing through my veins, but that's a regular thing these days. I mean, I could go at any moment. But yeah, so I'm not drinking anymore. Just so you know. I'm not drinking anymore. Now I'm not drinking any less either.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
You think I'm a quitter? Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777. Need to take things seriously, though, and stop clowning around all the time. I was a clown when I was in second grade. I'd always get in trouble. They didn't have ADD medicine. All right, so I just got in trouble a lot. But I understand, Adrien, the stress, and getting off Facebook might be the best thing for your health, and I want that for you. And these guys, all three of them, expressed in no uncertain terms that they are fed up with the name calling on Facebook, with the lampooning. All right, and they're fed up with it. I mean, they've had it up to here. And whispers of a defamation lawsuit have me worried sick. And so I'm going to work to be a lot more professional about that sort of stuff. And we're just going to keep it straight. And we're just going to get right back to it. So he's tired of the being upset. He's left Facebook. Best thing he ever did. Adrien Welly, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I couldn't read it anymore, so I got off it. But enough people send me screenshots every day of stuff that's happening on Facebook. So I do know what we're talking about because I've got copies of it all.
Oh. That's scary. He's got copies of all the lampooning and the drama queen stuff and the accusations that he knows more about the finances than anybody. And me insisting, perhaps it's me, I could be making more of myself than I really am, but that there are questions, legitimate questions. All right, he has made it very clear there are none. There are no legitimate questions. And if you knew, one time he said this, if you actually saw the finances, okay, you'd be very bored because there's no there. I don't know if there is or not because nobody can get to it but Chris Hubbard and his girlfriend. So anyway, he's got all the screenshots. So, everybody tread lightly.
I do 100% favor a written warning for Mr. Hubbard regarding this, as I've had a verbal conversation. Talked to 3 HR professionals about progressive discipline. It's what I've always been taught in my life. As a supervisor, you progressively discipline. I think it is appropriate that we do a written warning because it needs to be a final written, and again, if this happens again, we need to be done with it. I'm also in favor, if somebody wants to, of extending the probationary period 3 months to give us that out if it does happen again. And the biggest thing of all is it's hard for me to enforce the Facebook things when direct supervisors of that position are doing the very same things on them. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, so that what he said there. Now what they're going to do, and this was the plan. Either that, or they all came in like synchronized swimmers. The Three Stooges. So Miss Sarah Moon and I have been doing this for local stuff like this since 2015. And it's really easy to recognize the trend, the play. And so now, and I'm not going to go over the whole thing. You can watch it yourself because, I mean, the show's already been going on for 41 minutes. But, and I'm looking forward to not drinking anymore in about 25 minutes. So it's the only time I get any vitamin C. Don't look at me. So anyway, what was I saying? I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. This is just unbelievable. All right. I'm gonna let it play a little bit more. I got a couple other clips. Somebody tell me what the hell I was saying so I can finish that thought. This is what happened after I got COVID, my short-term brain. But I only got it once, and I got it before anybody else. I got like 2019. I got it twice. I got a little small strain one time and just knocked it right out. And it is because I can't recommend medical preventative medicine or anything like that. But let's just say I make it difficult for the virus if it goes in the, well, I guess it could go in the nose, but let's just say I keep myself sterile on the inside. So I don't think it likes. It's like Mr. Bill whenever the coronavirus gets inside me. Oh no. Watch me die of COVID. These guys will be dying laughing. Let's get that clip where Bernie was joking about COVID. All right. What was I saying? Let me look at your comments here. That's right. Predictable. Thank you. So they came in with a plan, right? They're going to deflect it away. This is why Jerry Bad Liability Smith said, come back to me. All right. Come back to me. Because he wanted somebody else to say what Adrien Welly just said. Like these guys don't have this all planned out. Adrien Welly said, it's hard for me to discipline the city administrator for these Facebook posts when Mayor Miller's been doing it too. And now's when they're going to try to flip the tortilla, and they're going to deflect away from him, and they're going to accuse her of making mean Facebook posts. Mayor Meany is just too mean on Facebook that they all had to get off. I swear to God, that's what they do here. It is hilarious. So I just love when politicians play the victim. It is so hilarious and so predictable. So now Wolf is going to do the same thing. And then Jerry Smith's going to say, my mama said Facebook is the devil. I'm not joking. He said that. So they're going to, but what they do is Mayor Miller doesn't go on the Mexico Beach official page and over call people clowns and make all kinds of authoritative posts. She might say something like, sort of like Donald Trump might tweet something they don't like every now and then. But guess what? She can do that. Just like the new president of Argentina. They don't like what he says. They don't like what she says. Guess what? Tough. Get some thicker skin. But she's not going on the Facebook page over and over and stating ridiculous, outrageous stuff. All right. So I'm gonna break away from that. And I'm going to show you a couple of other things here. I'm going to show you I'll show you one of the things. I'll show you one more thing. Because Mayor Miller made some great points. They voted, by the way, at the end of this meeting. There was Councilwoman Hamilton made the motion to, we can get rid of this, made the motion to fire Chris Hubbard today. Mayor Miller seconded the motion, and all three of the Three Stooges voted to keep him. All right, so he's still there. The special meeting took place, and it was a 3-2 vote, and the ladies were voted down. But one of the things I thought was super interesting, not only do the people who attack everybody else for asking honest questions pretend to be the victims, they also like to do this game. They like to always pretend that there are sunshine violations going on, but not with them. And so old Iron Fist here, Iron Fist Wolf, he tried to trick Linda Hamilton today because the Three Stooges said, you know, Chris Hubbard hasn't been reprimanded. We got to reprimand him before we can fire him. To which Mayor Miller said, oh, I've already done that. And it's in his file, and he won't sign it because she's the chief administrative officer of the city. And they said, oh, we didn't know about it. You never told us. But she called 3 special meetings, dummies, and you didn't come to them. That's when she was going to tell you about it, I guess, because she's not supposed to be talking to you outside of a public meeting on things you might be voting on, like firing Chris Hubbard, like you did today. So Mayor Miller cannot talk with them about this until these meetings. And old Iron Fist was given a script today, and he was told to try to catch the nice little lady, Linda Hamilton, so we can get State Attorney Larry Bassford to throw these broads in prison, get them out of here. So he asks her, did you know about it? I was watching this live. Did you know, Linda, Miss Hamilton, did you know that she disciplined him? Did you know? And I was sitting there going, ooh, a trap. And you watch Councilwoman Hamilton handle this like a boss. Oh, this is so good. Watch this.
Process. This is the first I'm hearing. Is this the first you heard about this? Miss Hamilton, the
About
first
what?
you heard about this? The thing she's talking about?
About the reprimand?
That she's done to him? A letter? Do you know about that letter?
Why would she inform me of that? That's between she and Chris.
Exactly. No. That's between this council.
Did you know about it?
I did not. I'm saying I'm surprised by all this.
Wow. Councilwoman Hamilton is a boss. Do you see even, I mean, I know things, right? I know the inflection, the way he's asked, did you know about it? Somebody told him, because he's too dumb. That's, old Iron Fist, he's still trying to figure out why the press is allowed to come in there and record. I mean, this dude. You know, Jerry Smith sounds like the dumbest guy up there, but he's really not. He plays the dumb blonde. I ain't too bright, that's for sure, but it's Iron Fist. He doesn't process information very well. On the good side, I think he's acts in good faith more than Adrien Welly and Jerry Smith. I do. I think he acts in good faith more than they do, but just by a little bit. And so somebody told him, I believe somebody told him to ask her that. Did you know about this? And then he asked her very specific, Miss Hamilton, did you know about the letter? Because had she said yes, boom, Larry Bassford and Sheriff Ford would come in and cuff these broads and get them out of there. What a setup. What a setup. But she just, hey, put the ball back on the tee and let Linda Hamilton come back up there with her big bat.
Process. This is the first I'm hearing. Is this the first you heard about this? Miss Hamilton, the
About
first
what?
you heard about this? The thing she's talking about?
About the reprimand?
That she's done to him? A letter? Do you know about that letter?
Why would she inform me of that? That's between she and Chris.
No, that's between this council.
Did you know
and Chris.
about it?
I did not. I'm saying, I'm surprised by all this. Is anybody at this table not surprised by it other than the mayor?
Why would you find that something that it was gonna go in his, it was a written reprimand, it's gonna go in his record?
Yes, ma'am, but I
Which
think that
would
needs to
normally
be,
be under.
you've started a
policy.
process of discipline, and it needs to be communicated to the council.
We're communicating it today. I mean, I don't.
Because they didn't go to the last 3. It would have been communicated, Iron Fist, if you weren't sitting two blocks down refusing to go because your other 2 buddies weren't coming.
That's a problem. It was voted a majority vote. That's a problem. It was voted a majority vote.
All right, I that's enough. I mean, you can watch the whole meeting if you go to the Mexico Beach Facebook page. And again, I encourage City Administrator Chris Hubbard. Chris, don't let these women dissuade you, man. You've got the backing of the 3 men, and that's all that matters around here. Get on there, Chris, please, and tell us some more details so we can be informed. Thank you to the Unknown Patriot for your support of the show. It means a lot. And for all of you who are patrons, I appreciate it so very much. And as a reminder, what's going on the other side of Bay County in Panama City Beach over on the west end there. I want to remind you of the unbelievable conflict of interest. Mayor Mark Sheldon is pushing for a $10 million pedestrian bridge to connect Frank Brown Park to Aaron Besant Park. It's great for music festivals. It's the city's #1 priority this year. They've got a bunch of projects, and they plan to spend $236 million. 2 years ago, the budget for the city was only $42 million. That's why locals are paying so much more in assessments to the city. Mayor Sheldon says it's worth it. After all, he owns Gulf Coast Jam. The city's #1 priority will benefit his music festivals. He wants more state and federal grant money as a slush fund.
These are significant projects that will make a huge difference in our community. The first is to pursue any available state aid for the planning, design, and environmental studies related to a pedestrian bridge connecting Aaron Besant Park and Frank Brown Park. This walkover would link these 2 public parks and provide a safer avenue for our